Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking to Jenny Gerritsen. Is that how I pronounce your name?
It's Gerritsen, but Gerritsen is the English way.
Gerritsen. Okay, amazing. And we're going to be asking her about her journey as an influencer and how she started. So, Jenny, will you just introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Jenny Gerritsen. I am an influencer and social media manager. I started Glow with Jen Method 6 months ago, and I predominantly review skincare, give fitness, lifestyle, makeup tips, and then my other job is I manage social media pages, ad campaigns, and the managing side of social media and pitching to brands.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Jenny, to become an influencer.
I think originally it was I wanted to create fitness content because there's so much misinformation around fitness content. And whilst I was going through that journey, I was very insecure about my skin. I was struggling with acne, rosacea, and I just could not find any information online that really was genuine and resonated with my problem. There's so many influencers pushing products that just don't work. And then I had to go down the route of going to dermatologists, and they couldn't help me. They were doing the same thing. They were pushing their medical grade skincare and it didn't work, and I just felt hopeless. I thought it was my genetics that I just could not clear my acne, reduce the redness in my face. And I did more of a deep dive. I actually did a lot of research in cosmetic chemistry, followed a lot of cosmetic chemists, dermatologists on YouTube, and that's where I actually started to grow and learn, and their advice actually worked and helped me. And that's where I went into Korean skincare and trying lots of Korean skincare, and it cleared up my skin. And people think that I have genetically good skin, and it's not the story.
That's amazing. I follow along your journey, and I also personally have had my own skin struggles, and I'm now on all of the products that you recommended to me, and I absolutely love them. I love them so much. Like, I've seen a noticeable difference in my skin. Um, I don't know, how long did it take for you to actually like see results when you started using Korean skincare?
It took me about 3 months to really see an actual difference, but I would say some products from the first use, because your skin just feels more hydrated. It doesn't feel like it's dry, and it just has a moisturizer just on the top, base. Um, but yeah, I'd say it's a journey. Like, I still have my breakouts, and it's learning to be patient. But your skin
Yeah,
is looking
yeah.
amazing and you're radiating. I really love I can see a
Oh,
huge benefit.
we're getting there. It's like my second month, almost my whole second month on Korean skincare. So I'm really excited to see how it um, goes from here. Um, so would you say that skincare is your niche?
I don't believe in niches, funny enough. I think it's things that you're passionate about. I'd say it's one of the categories I like to talk about, but I wouldn't say it's my niche. Yeah, I would say the thing I don't like about niches, especially if you're a creator, it can box you into a category. And if you want to
Same, I
break out
think.
of a different, sorry. Yeah, so I think niches can box you, a creator or an influencer, and I don't want to be boxed into skincare per se, even though it is one of my biggest passions. Fitness is a passion of mine, beauty, lifestyle, health, and I just want to expand into those categories and become more diverse.
Okay, that's amazing. So how did you first start working with brands?
It's an interesting question. I just actually started buying their products and then started reviewing them. And in the beginning, they just
Mm.
were like, okay, whatever. She's got like 100 followers. That's nice that she likes our product. And then eventually, when you are very persistent and you keep on talking about the products you believe in, then you pitch to them and then you have a collaboration. I think that's the most authentic way to reach out to brands. Don't, approach brands asking for free stuff and you haven't actually used their products before, because it's very off-putting and it comes off as ingenuine. And that's one thing I am
Mm.
learning to be more
Yeah,
mindful.
yeah. Because I suppose then it just kind of shows that you're just in it for the free stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not providing actual value for the brand, for your followers, and for anyone who's interested
Yeah,
in that category, who wants to just learn.
yeah, yeah. So, how did you first start building your online presence? Like, did you have a plan that you followed?
Content strategy plan, but it didn't work. You have to learn how to adapt on a weekly basis because the content you want
Yeah,
to create and consume for yourself is not what your followers need or want. So I had to learn to adapt to what my followers actually want, not what I want to create.
yeah. No, that's so true, 100%. So can you share your first experience of the first time a brand approached you for a collaboration?
I would say it was really early in my journey. I don't want to name the skincare brand because I declined the collaboration because they wanted me to do a script that they had created and like how I experienced the
Yeah,
product and why I would recommend it. And that's when I actually rejected the collaboration. So I normally reach out to brands. I've had a few brands reach out to me, but it has to be aligned with my followers. If it's what my followers are interested in, it's something I've actually used, or they can give me the time to actually use the product and then review it.
yeah, yeah. It's like in my call yesterday with the other girl, we were talking about how it's more important to be honest with your audience rather than please the brand. Would you say that is something that you take into consideration as well?
I would say that that is my biggest priority, is to put my followers
Mm,
first and to create authentic content. And because I also work with a lot of big corporates as a social media manager, I know their expectations can be kind of unrealistic for creators sometimes in terms of sales. And from that experience, I'm very cautious with who I actually work with.
yeah, yeah, that's so true. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced in the early stages of your journey?
I think I'm still there, to be honest. I think I'm in the early part of my journey. But I think it's actually overcoming your fear of how you look on camera and how everyone
Mm,
perceives you. I think it creates a lot of self-awareness because when you're constantly on
yeah,
camera and you're editing, your video and how you say a message, it teaches you a lot about storytelling and how to actually resonate with your audience or how you are coming across.
yeah, 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 no, 100%. I haven't actually heard someone say that to me yet, but that's definitely one of the biggest things that I struggled with was how I looked on camera to other people. Um, so it's really refreshing to hear someone else talk about that.
Yeah, and I think because you also have model experience, it's even more intimidating when you put into, situations where you're not really comfortable with what you're wearing and it's really cold and you have to pretend you really are having, the best time of your
Yeah.
life or you've had a rough day.
No, it's not as glamorous as people make it seem. Oh,
Yes.
okay. So have you ever faced any negative feedback or criticism from your audience?
Yes, I actually have. I started my YouTube channel before my Instagram page, and I've had a lot of trolls telling me that my eyebrows look uneven and I should stop talking about skincare because I'm ugly and I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I've had all of those really negative, really mean comments where you don't even want to respond. And I got to a point where I just decided I'm not doing YouTube anymore because every time I would upload something, and I mean, we're all beginners, we're all trying to find our feet when you're in the content creation space. You're putting yourself out there, you're
Yeah.
trying to help someone who might also be struggling with acne or something, and then you get this mean comment like, oh, your makeup looks funky, or, something really hurtful. But I've learned don't take it to heart because that person obviously is going through something.
Yeah, and they're also very insecure. That's insane. I can't believe someone would actually say that. That's
Yes,
awful.
and
How did you
like
deal with
comment,
that?
just delete the comment. That's the best way to deal with it. Because I mean, initially you want to respond like, okay, you're one to talk, because you go look at their like profile and you're like, okay, but instead of doing that, always remain to have like dignity in poise. And I try to practice being more stoic. I think when you're working in this industry, you have to have such a tough skin, and you kind of have to pretend you're the woman you aspire to be, that she's
Mm.
warm, but nothing affects her. Even if someone makes her angry, even though it's their fault, treat them with love and kindness,
Yeah.
because eventually all
Yeah.
of those things don't matter. They just blow over. So
Yeah.
I think that's the
Yeah.
way I'm trying to handle those situations.
They're just bullies, really. They are. Like it doesn't benefit
They,
them in
yeah,
any way.
no,
No. Would you
but
say,
maybe, sorry.
no, carry on.
No, carry on, sorry.
Okay. Would you say that you keep up with the trend?
From a marketing perspective and trying to create content for skincare, I do, but in terms of my own like journey with skincare, I don't. If I don't know if that's answering
Mm.
your question the right way. I find trends are just ways to suck you in, and take all your resources, time, energy, and money. But there are ways you can adapt to those trends as a content creator, just have a different angle
Yeah.
to your skincare routine or whatever it is. That's the way
Yeah.
I.
Yeah. Yeah. But like as in an influencer, kind of like sticking to the trends that are popular to build their audience, would you say that is quite an effective thing when it comes to building your audience on Instagram or TikTok?
I think it's all about how you go about that trend. If you just, like the trend, that trend is very demure, very cutesy. If you're using just the trending audio and you're copying everyone else with how they've, decided to use the trend, no, because Instagram is very saturated, and you're going to be part of that big saturation bubble. I would say have a unique twist to it. So maybe it's not been very demure. My makeup is not very demure, and roll with
Yeah.
that. Always be unique and stand out. But it is a good thing to imitate the influencers you aspire to be, because it teaches you the skills to film, to create content like them. But if you want to stand out and be viral, I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, that's very interesting because I've heard that lots of influencers kind of like do their own take on a trend, and they kind of do that until they're at a certain point with the amount of followers that they have, um, and then they start doing their own thing after they've built that audience. So I really like your take on it. I haven't heard of that before, but it makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
So are you on TikTok as well?
I'm on TikTok, but I only have like 9 followers. So I'm kind of embarrassed to say I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
But
Are you looking to grow your TikTok audience or like go onto other platforms?
I would be more interested to go back to YouTube. I feel TikTok is too saturated. The
Yeah,
ratio of influencers versus your genuine audience that aren't influencers, there's more influencers than an audience.
yeah,
Especially if you're like a
yeah.
brand or reviewing skincare, it's just you're not going to be talking to
It's just,
anyone.
yeah, it's just like a place for famous people.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
the Tik TikTok TikTok seems to like choose their people. I don't know, it's quite weird. I just TikTok chooses the people that they're gonna push, and then the other people are just I don't know if it's because of the saturation or TikTok's got something like dodgy going on behind the scenes. But TikTok, I've posted on TikTok lots of times, and there was a point where I did get a lot of views and a lot of followers, and like one of my videos got like 1 million views and whatnot. But after that, it's just like 200, 200, and it doesn't go anything anywhere further than that. And I've seen so many other people on TikTok with like really good content, like amazing content, but like also just 200 likes, 700 views. It's crazy.
It is very wild, but I think it's also to do with the fact that they're trying to push boosted posts. So if you're not paying to boost your post, they're going to push you
Uh,
down in the algorithm, which is really
so
unfair. And
people,
it's kind of like Meta. I don't know if you've ever worked with a brand that has asked for a sponsored post. It's like an ad. on
Yeah.
Instagram or Facebook that's like push. That's what TikTok's copying Instagram and Facebook, I feel, with that. And it's heavily
So
impacted the algorithm was
yeah.
sorry, you were
So
saying?
you reckon most of the people who are doing really well are actually just paying to have their stuff pushed on TikTok?
I think it's a combination of they were there in the beginning when there was more creators, when there were less creators, and they managed to, build a good following, or they're paying for boosted posts.
Yeah. It makes sense now that I think about it. Okay, so we had a question on Instagram that I wanted to ask you from Sophia, I think that's her name. Um, she said, "What is the ultimate brand you would dream to work with?"
Good question. It's a difficult one. I would have to say it would be Haru Haru Wonder because I use majority of
I
their
thought
products,
so.
and I love that you thought that too. I don't know what it is. Their products are just, they're next level. They're so gentle on your skin and they just are so versatile. And I feel like they tick lots of boxes in terms of like people that are looking for clean beauty, which I don't really subscribe to, but I feel like if you want the clean beauty, but it's formulated really beautifully and it's safe, Haru Haru Wonder is that girl. And if you're vegan, it's vegan friendly and everything, it's natural. And I just love, well, I say natural, but again, I follow more of the scientific literature, so I hate the marketing term natural and clean beauty, but their products deliver results, amazing
Yeah,
results. And
they really
yeah,
do.
yeah. And how are you
Love that.
finding using them?
Okay, I I love the Haru Haru Wonder. Like almost my whole skincare routine is now Haru Haru. I'm still using the CosRX pH balancing cleanser that you put me on, and then I got myself the Haru Haru oil-based cleanser. I got myself the Black Rice Essence, the Black Rice toner, the non-fragranced one. Um, and I think that's all that I have in the Haru Haru range. But then I've got the Axis Wire moisturizer. I'm on my second one now. But I've decided when I finish the pH cleanser from CosRX, I'm going to go onto the Haru Haru one just to try it out. I still need to order my sun cream because I've been putting that off until we're closer to summer. Now, like I've started to go outside more and it's hard, so I'm going to order that this month. Um, I absolutely love it. I definitely have seen results using these products rather than when I was using products from Dischem, like La Roche and all of that. And people have hyped up La Roche so much, like especially that Effaclar Duo.
Yes, that one
Oh
destroyed my
my
skin
gosh,
barrier.
destroyed my skin, and people tell me it's amazing they used it. I'm like, well, why is it not working for me? I don't know. But I saw results like quickly with the Haru Haru and the Korean skincare. Absolutely love them. Of course, my skin is not entirely cleared yet, but it's definitely like every day I wake up and I have results, you know. So I'm excited to go into the third month of using them. Um, but no, I've definitely found my my skincare routine as well as the ordinary retinol that you put me on.
Yeah, that's just the most amazing retinol. It's the most gentlest, but it's one step away from tretinoin, so it's the most potent, and it definitely helps with acne and wrinkles. And I just don't understand why
Yeah,
so many people are passing up the ordinary. The ordinary is in Discam, and I hear so many people hyping up CeraVe's retinols, and I just don't think
CeraVe
they're at
destroyed
this
my skin,
same.
wrecked my skin.
Yeah,
No, it was
I just don't
awful.
understand the
Hate
hype.
CeraVe. No offense to
Same.
CeraVe, but I hate it. No,
Yeah.
I used the salicylic cleanser and my skin broke out. Like it's never broken out before after one use. And like the pH cleanser from CosRX also has salicylic acid in it, but it doesn't break me out. It actually fixes me. So like I don't understand what's the difference. I don't know if you know the difference, but if you do, I would love to get what you have to say about that.
It's the formulation. So CeraVe was using, I think, 2% salicylic acid, which is way too strong for your skin, especially if you have sensitive acne prone skin, because people tend to forget that if you have acne skin, you can't just strip it and dry it out with salicylic acid to get rid of the breakouts, because you're damaging that protective barrier around your skin. And once that's been compromised, it's going to let in all the dirt, germs, and bacteria that are going to cause more breakouts. So it's better to be gentler and go slow with your skincare, and you will see better results in the long run versus driving at 100 miles an hour trying to solve everything.
Yeah, yeah. And I know this is like completely off topic from like all the influencer questions. I feel like what you have to say about skincare is just so important. I want to learn more. And I know that everyone else watching is also going to want to know more. But you were saying that you like hate medical grade skincare. Um, and I wanted to tell you, I was on Lamel, which is medical grade skincare. And this was when my skin was at its worst. No results. No results. My skin was just dry and sore. No results. And I wanted, before I came to you, I wanted to go on the Korean skincare. I wanted to do Dermafix, which is also medical grade skincare. um, but then I just decided to just go all in with the Korean. Um, but yeah, what would you say about medical grade skincare?
So coming from a marketing background and studying marketing and also studying cosmetic chemistry as a hobby, there's no such thing as medical skincare, medical grade skincare. It's not a regulated term that's regulated by the FDA. So it's just a marketing term to make you feel like the skincare that's already been formulated by a cosmetic chemist, whether it's CeraVe, Haru Haru Wonder, that is inferior. Like it hasn't been formulated to that superior level that it would be used for medical reasons. Anything that's cosmetic on the cosmetic like shelf is for cosmetic, but if you need a prescription like for tretinoin, then it is actually medical grade, but it's still formulated by the same chemist who's formulated your ordinary, just different strengths and ratios. I hope I'm explaining it
Yeah.
in an easy way
No,
for
it
you to
does.
digest.
It makes complete sense. But then what is Korean skincare doing differently that makes it like actually give results rather than all of these brands that we're getting in Dischem, medical grade? What is the difference between them? Even though they've got the same ingredients, um, same types of cleansers, what? It's just Korean. What is the difference?
So the difference is Korean skincare, they use higher quality ingredients. So it might still be the niacinamide that you would find in your Cicapass balm, the La Roche-Posay one. And then let's say, for example, Access Y has niacinamide in. Just an example. They will use the organic, I'm not going to say the word organic, but they'll use fresher ingredients or it's formulated from fresher ingredients because everything is synthetic. So they'll take, for example, Centella asiatica, which is a root to soothe irritation, and they will take the chemical structure of that and formulate it into the liquid form that your skin can tolerate better. And then it's also their technology. They're living in like 2050 with their skincare.
Yeah,
They invest in their skincare and they have an ingrained culture of looking after themselves and practicing self-care, and it dates back to over 2000 years that they've been really investing in their skincare and their overall holistic health. And I think it also stems from the Eastern culture. They don't want to treat the symptom, they want to treat the cause, the whole entire,
yeah,
like if you have acne, it's not just about the topical or the oral tablet. It's about your diet, your routine. It's a whole holistic process,
yeah.
and that's why I
So
think
when
they're
you were
more advanced.
yeah, so when you were struggling with acne and all of that, did you have a diet that you were following?
So I've been following a diet where I eat less processed foods. I minimally eat any like chocolate, sugar, or dairy for years. When I was a model, I kind of continued that diet through because my body just felt more energized and I could sleep better. But I have noticed when I was a student and I went through phases where I'd live on cereal or live on pasta for the week because you know how
Yeah.
students
Yeah.
live, my skin would be terrible. It would be worse than ever. And then I noticed when I went back to eating more healthy, my skin didn't change. I wasn't stressed. There was there was nothing to really cause it. I was using all the La Roche-Posay, the CeraVe, the Ordinary. Like I love the Ordinary, but some of their products are not my skin's friend, and I just couldn't get any results, and I was frustrated. You know, I tried everything
Yeah.
under the sun, all these tips, and nothing was working. And then I came across a Korean influencer on my like discovery page, and I was like, okay, maybe she just has really good skin, and I like went down a rabbit hole of looking at all these Korean influencers and like Korean brands. Why is their skin so perfect? I have to just try it. And I was thinking, oh, this is a scam. I'm probably going to end up with the biggest, you know, allergic reaction and rash, and my dermatologist is going to kill me, but I need to try it. And then my skin was better, and I never went back to her ever again. So,
I love that. I love that. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so inspiring. Really, you are. And I think this is going
thank
to
you.
be great for other girls struggling with their skin and young adults as well. Okay, so I've got a few end questions, and this is just basically targeted to the beginner influencers who are just now beginning their journey and they want to educate themselves and they're looking for advice on what they should do and just basically learning from other influencers' mistakes. So, first question, what's one mistake you've made in your journey that you would advise others to avoid?
I think the biggest mistake is just tagging brands in videos trying to get like a collaboration when you've put in all that hard work and then they use your content but they don't pay you and there's no contract to say who has the rights to what. That's the one thing I would advise against. Just don't, like, you can tag them but don't ask to collaborate when they haven't actually done the paperwork, signed a contract with you, because you could be in so much trouble. They could use your content for something or manipulate your content in some way that you don't approve of, and that can really hurt your brand. And then also just don't DM brands on Instagram because they don't know who you are, and you 10 to 1 going to be dealing with a social media or someone else handling their account, and they don't come back to you, and then you feel rejected, and then you don't want to like reach out and network and try to get work, so that can really affect, you know, your confidence. So stay away from that. And then I'd also say stay away from all these Instagram videos where they tell you to change your settings to get a better reach, or you should, you know, use these millions of different hashtags. Stick to creating value. Don't sweat the small stuff. If you just focus on value and how you deliver your message and master the art of storytelling, all that other advice is irrelevant, because at the end of the day, if you have amazing content, it is going to stand out, regardless if you have hashtags or if
Yeah,
you don't. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Just talking about hashtags now. Um, so you reckon that hashtags don't help boost your reach? Or if there's something you can like, if you do your research on hashtags, like, does it just not boost your reach at all?
I think hashtags do play a role, especially if you're using inactive hashtags or hashtags that you're just not using anymore. They're like dead, they don't exist anymore, or you've made them up. I've had a lot of brands come to me with work saying, this is the copy, this is for my social media management, please use these hashtags. And I check, you know, all the hashtags, and they don't exist, or they have only 100 tags. Like, try use hashtags over 1 million tags, because then it will put your content into certain categories, because hashtags is kind of
Yeah.
like SEO. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. That's really important. I was really hoping someone would tell me more about the hashtags. Um, so how would you recommend an aspiring influencer to start growing and building their audience?
I think just start. Just test whatever you're interested in, start talking about it, start filming, but always keep in mind, would you watch your own video? And do you learn anything from that video that you've created? Because I see a lot of influencers starting out, but it's more about look what I'm wearing, look how pretty I am. There's no actual value. You've got to be like an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. You want to be solving someone's problem because that gives you edge over all the other pretty girls or
Yeah.
guys or yeah. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing
No,
is
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. That's amazing.
Thank you.
What do you think are the most important qualities for success in this field?
I would say you have to have a tough skin. You have to be persistent. You have to be kind and understanding. You have to be ambitious. You have to be strategic about what you're doing and why you're doing it because everything has its repercussions. I remember doing a review on skincare that didn't agree with my skin, and I thought, okay, everyone's going to say thank you for, exposing what didn't work for you. I got comments like, must be nice. I'm sorry it didn't work for you. Not like, and those negative comments affect you. So I actually took down the video when I should have kept it up because there's someone there that will benefit from it. So you sometimes have to stick to your guns. Don't get intimidated when someone leaves a negative comment. Don't take down your stuff and just keep going. Thank you so much. And I'm so honored for you to have me on your show. It's been such a pleasure chatting to you and also learning about your skincare journey even more. And I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon. Yeah, bye. Bye bye.